Hey guys, so today I would like to speak about the Czech citizenship to share with you some information I've got according to my experience. But before I start, I would like to support everyone who has already applied or who is being applying and preparing all the papers needed for the Czech citizenship. So guys, hopefully everything is going to be smoothly and you'll get what you are applying for. Anyway, in my case, I would like to share with you two kind of information I've got. First information, after a little bit more than a half year, I've got the message from the Matrika, well, the place where your application about the Czech citizenship is being held. I've got the information that I have to provide the accommodation contracts for the last 3 years prior to the date of application. So of course half of them I have thrown away because I was making order in my room and I thought, okay, these papers I'm not going to need. Well, I made copies of them, almost all of them, so I was kind of lucky. But yeah, I didn't have all of them. So be sure you keep all the accommodation contracts in case if you are going to apply for Czech citizenship, or at least make sure you have their electronic copies on your disk. And the second thing, apart from the accommodation contracts, second thing is something I would like you to know. It's a question when you think, should I contact the legal person to help me, to help out with the citizenship, or should I do by myself, save the money and hopefully kind of understand what's going on in my process. Well guys, in my case, I'm doing everything by myself and looks like it goes smoothly, and when I got this information that I need to provide the accommodation contracts for these last 3 years, to actually they wanted to confirm how much I paid during these years, so they could compare how much was my income and how much was were my expenses on accommodation. So that's why they wanted this contract. So when I got this request that I need to provide and this information, I was a bit confused because actually I didn't have all of these contracts. Hopefully I had some of them online, copied electronically. But that was the moment when I thought, oh my god, these papers look really important. So what should I do? What should I try to collect this information and like put it together by myself, or should I contact a legal person and like kind of like be calm? What I did first, for some reason, instead of contacting directly the person who is taking care of my documents in this matrika, in this office, I decided to contact the Integrační centrum Praha, who are helping for free to all the foreigners. So also offer legal services to the foreigners, and this is what I did. I contacted the legal person, and actually I was quite dissatisfied with the result because the whole communication was very stressful for me. I was kind of told like, hey, if you are going to apply for the Czech citizenship, you are supposed to give all the papers you have. Well, if I would do that, hey. Anyway, guys, I believe you agree with me. We have so many other papers we have to keep, so we can't move from one place to another with all the papers we have. Well, anyway, yeah, so I was kind of like a little bit scolded, hey. And And another thing is that I was quite stressed out by the information the legal person provided to me. Information like, hey, okay, so if you don't have the contract, you have to contact all the previous landlords and ask from them information of how much you paid, how long you stayed, and signature should be notarized. And everything actually costs money. So that's what I was told to do. So I was freaked out. I was not sure if people are going to do this for me, especially because I lived in more places for this whole period. So I said to me, okay. By the way, legal person also advised me one more thing, for which I'm kind of grateful, is that in case if I don't have the contract and can't contact the landlord, I could just go through my bank records and print out the paper where I paid for the accommodation and circle it and leave a note like, hey, this is the amount I paid for this accommodation. This was, I believe, the most important thing I've heard from this legal person, which was later confirmed by the person in charge from Matrika. So she said, it's a good thing if you don't have contract. But after this legal person had contacted the lady from Matrika, and she said, hey, cool down, don't worry. Hey, if you have copies of these contracts, copies are enough. We don't need originals and we don't need notarized signatures. If you don't have a contract, yeah, that's not a problem. Just go into your bank account, look through the payments you've made. It's enough just to print a list from 1 month, December, October, September, any months, with the record that you paid for this accommodation, and just leave a note like, this I paid for the accommodation, this was my monthly amount, yeah, that's all. No bank signature even needed. Perfect. One more thing for the Matrika, for this whole citizenship stuff, they also required the information about the services I paid, like electricity, gas. So this thing also I had to provide. So just in case of these records from banks, so I just needed to add information how much from this price was paid for the services, like that. Yeah. So guys, one thing, better keep, at least in electronic way, all the documents, especially accommodation contracts. And second, sometimes better just to go directly to the person who is in charge of your papers in Matrika than running to a legal person, either free or paid, because actually the only person who knows what is okay and what is not is the person in charge, because it's also the person who decides, not the only, but one of. Yeah. So hopefully my information will be helpful for you, and hopefully you'll be less stressed out if you get this letter from Matrika. So there are many things you can do by yourself in case if you speak Czech. If you don't speak Czech, yeah, of course you will need this help. But if you do, don't be afraid to ask everyone you know. All right, take care. See you next time.